So, to begin with, YouTube Shorts monetization will be available in the following countries. In case you missed it, monetization is coming to YouTube Shorts, or at least a form of it. YouTube is setting aside $100 million over the next year to distribute out to content creators. We've already made a video about the announcement, which you can check out in the description below, just underneath the like button. But as always with YouTube announcements, there are one or two information gaps and plot twists that are raising a lot of questions. Now then, hey folks, I'm Rob. Welcome back to vidIQ, educating you on your YouTube journey. And today's lesson is all about preparing you for YouTube Shorts monetization. And the first thing we need to talk about is the current YouTube Partner Program. YouTube have already stated that Shorts monetization will be independent of existing programs, such as the YouTube Partner Program. But that has still led people to ask the following. Will watch time from Shorts count towards monetization? Well, the simple answer is no. YouTube have already said that they're going to invite creators into the Shorts monetization program through views and engagement. Watch time isn't mentioned at all. And even now, specifically the watch time from Shorts don't count towards the YouTube Partner Program monetization. It's only the watch time from videos watched in the normal YouTube player that might just happen to be short videos. Yes, that's still really complicated and stupid, and I don't think YouTube are going to resolve that anytime soon. If you want to use YouTube Shorts as a shortcut to 1,000 subscribers, then it's entirely up to you. But I think going forward, there's going to be more of a clear division between YouTube Shorts creators and YouTube long form creators, at least when it comes to monetization. And while we're on the subject of monetization, I saw another question surrounding AdSense and whether or not you will need an AdSense account to get paid through YouTube Shorts. The answer with 99.9% certainty will be yes, because the Shorts monetization program won't be attached to the current YouTube Partner Program. You don't even have to be in it to be accepted, but you will still have to agree to the Shorts monetization terms, whatever they are, and YouTube will need a way to pay you, which traditionally has always been through AdSense. So, to begin with, YouTube Shorts monetization will be available in the following countries. Oh, is that it? The USA and India? Yeah, it was kind of a post-Shorts monetization announcement sucker punch, this one. To begin with, only creators in India and the USA will be eligible, although more countries will be announced in the coming weeks. Yes, this is going to be a huge disappointment to a lot of you, but to play devil's advocate for one moment, YouTube Shorts technically is still in beta. It didn't exist at all 9 months ago. And to get from there to announcing a monetization program in less than a year, I think represents a monumental milestone for YouTube when it comes to this new video platform. But I know, none of you care about that. To further compound this issue, if you didn't already know, the YouTube Shorts monetization program, at least to begin with, is going to be invite only. But as far as we're aware, YouTube have capped the monetization program currently to $100 million. Sounds like a lot, but let's put this to the test. One of the astonishing facts YouTube stated a couple of months ago is that already there are 6.5 billion global daily Shorts views. If that number stays the same, that's over 2.3 trillion views in a single year. Now let's see how far that $100 million would go if every single one of those views was monetized. Still better than the average CPM for a gaming channel. If YouTube started a cryptocurrency, this is how much it would be worth. This is how much we pay Savage for his livestream appearances. Alright, let's try this another way. There are currently 19 million videos using hashtag Shorts. Let's add another 5 million videos that don't use a hashtag and double the video count to represent an entire year worth of YouTube Shorts. All hypothetical of course, but in this example, on average, each video would earn this. And let's try the same thing with creators. Currently 2.3 million channels have made a video using hashtag Shorts. So let's add 50% to that number over the course of an entire year, and this is how much on average each channel might get. But here's the thing, we know that not every single video and creator is going to get monetized on YouTube Shorts because YouTube have already told us it's going to be invite only. So what if it was only the top 1%. Well, if only the top 1% of Shorts creators were invited into that $100 million fund, they would, on average, net just under $3,000 each in their first year monetized on Shorts. I will admit, I've been fairly creative and liberal with my calculations. But let's go back to the two facts from YouTube. $100 million and nearly 2.5 trillion views. Whatever way you slice and dice that fund, it is a minuscule amount for the mammoth size of the YouTube Shorts creator community. It's either going to be a case of a minuscule number of creators earn a modest amount of income, or a large amount of creators earn a couple of bucks. For YouTube Shorts to be sustainable for creators, they're either going to have to start thinking about other income revenue streams, as you should always do, or ad revenue is going to supplement that fund. Yeah, let's take a look at that. YouTube have said they're going to test ads between Shorts, but they have no idea if this is going to work. This is why there is a $100 million creator fund to guarantee some income for creators. But for argument's sake, let's say we live in a perfect world. YouTube figures out how to put ads in YouTube Shorts and you can earn revenue from those ads. How much are you likely to earn? I want to credit native channel makers here for spotting this TikTok calculator that converts views into revenue based on a 2 cents per 1,000 view CPM. Of course, again, this is all hypothetical, but let's have a little fun with this. Okay, so 100,000 views will net me $2. 1 million views will net me $20. 10 million views will net me $200. And 100 million views will net me $2,000. Hang on. We need to put this through the Jake Feldman test. As one of the biggest and best Shorts creators on the planet, he's gained nearly 750 million views in the last month. And that, theoretically, of course, is going to bank him $15,000. Don't get me wrong. $15,000 a month is not a bad little earner. But let me put it like this. Mr. Beast got 200 million views less than Jake Feldman in the same time period. I think he's earning a little bit more than $15,000 a month. But who's to say money is everything? When YouTube announced the Shorts Creator Fund, this is what Jake had to say. To me, being a creator on YouTube has never been about the money. As an artist, the simple pleasure of sharing my animations with an audience who genuinely enjoys them is payment enough. Frankly, I could never have imagined that over 3 billion people could be exposed to my artwork. For the platform YouTube has provided me, I am grateful beyond words. You know what? This is probably the most valuable information in this entire video. Forget about YouTube Shorts monetization. If you want to be a successful creator on YouTube, this is a mindset you want to have. And with that being said, let's have a quick fire round. In the original announcement, YouTube say later this year, so they've got plenty of breathing space before they even invite a single creator into the fund. They also say that they will be inviting thousands of creators each month, so expect it to be slow to begin with and then ramp up towards the latter part of 2021. We already know that YouTube has very sophisticated detection algorithms for this through the YouTube Partner Program. Don't expect any copyright content to get through. Don't expect any reuse content to get through. I know some of you have probably experienced that when you've been applying for YPP. And I'm also going to say this. If I see a single creator get their content monetized that has a TikTok logo on it, even if it is their own content, I am going to be furious with YouTube. I'm here to watch YouTube Shorts, not TikTok videos. It's going to be an excruciating experience if YouTube decide to do that. They say they're going to be testing ads in between Shorts. My guess is they're probably going to do it maybe every 10 Shorts or every 5 Shorts, whatever they think the sweet spot is, but that's going to require testing. Now the small print, when you make a YouTube short using popular music, would seem to suggest not. But at the same time, I don't know if the Creator Fund is strictly going to be based on ad revenue. It may be that you use popular music in your shorts and you get a non-advertisement connected revenue from those videos. But at the same time, the owner of the music is going to want to cut a VAT as well. Bit of a tricky conversation there, and I think YouTube needs to clarify that a bit more. Folks, you are awesome for making it all the way to the end of another vidIQ video. If you want to learn more about YouTube Shorts, then we've got a huge playlist over here. However, if you are sick and tired of this, here is a code word I want you to put in the comments to confuse anyone who didn't get this far. Not another YouTube Shorts video.